dates, and possible combinations. And this topic for today is specifically for children who are in grade 3 and in grade 4. So before we start with our today's masterclass, let me just again quickly introduce myself. This is Neha Chauhan here. I am a teacher expert at QMath with a teaching experience of more than 3 years. The subjects which I primarily teach are mathematics and reasoning, and the regions which I cater to are India and US. Now let's quickly get started with today's masterclass. I would just request all of you to grab a pen and a notebook so that you can jot down all the important points which you feel are important, so that whenever you are revising this concept in future, you have something for your reference. So let's get started. So the first thing that we start with is the table of contents, so that we know what all are we going to cover in today's masterclass. So the first thing that we have is understanding the days, dates, and possible combinations. Then we'll see some objectives which we'll be setting. What sort of problems would we be solving in today's masterclass? We'll have basic level problems, and then we'll also have some interesting and engaging advanced level problems. And then finally, we'll see what are the takeaways, what are the learnings in today's masterclass. So those are the learning outcomes which we have for today's masterclass. So let's get started with the introduction. The thing which is really very important when we are doing days, dates, and possible combinations is to be really very familiar and thorough with the days of the week and the months of the year. So, the whole calendar, all of you would be having calendar at your home. So what a calendar is made up of? It is made up of months, and in each month you have weeks. So you should be thorough with the months in a year, and also you should be thorough with the days of a week. Then how to read calendar to find a particular day and date. So once you are thorough with the names of the months in a calendar, and inside each month, if you know what are the days in a week, we'll be able to read a calendar in a proper way. And then finding different possible combinations from a given example. So that is a different topic. So the first two bullet points which you see is comprising of the same concept of reading a calendar, understanding a calendar, how the time that we have in a year, the days that we have in a year, which is 365 days in a year, how is it, it's structured, how is it organized, how do we function, and how do we divide time? It is divided into months, and then months are divided into weeks. Week is divided into days. All of that we'll be covering in today's session. So the objectives here are days of the week, as I said, calendar, which would comprise of the 12 months. All of you would know that there are 12 months in 1 year. What are the names of those months, and with which month do we start, and at which month do we end the year? So, and then different possible combinations of how do we go about, if we have two different things or two different ways of doing a particular task, what are the different possible combinations of doing that thing? So these are the three main objectives for today's masterclass, and that will be setting the different types of problems that we'll be solving in today's masterclass. Okay, so here we start with the days of the week, as you all can see on your screen. The first thing that we see is that there are 7 days in a week. All of you should remember that there are 7 days in 1 week. That is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So this is the order in which we have the days of a week. It never is altered. It's just that instead of starting with Sunday, we can start with Monday. We can write Monday first, because a week actually starts, when we say a week has started, we start with the day Monday. So Monday, then fourth day is Thursday, we have Friday, we have Saturday, and then we have Sunday. So if you were to know with which day do we start a week, it is the Monday that we start with, and the day that ends a week is a Sunday. And that's how we always have Sunday as the relaxing day, the day wherein we do our free we spend some free time and do all the things which relaxes, because we are working, we are doing something more productive throughout the week, and Sunday is the day which has been given as an off across the world. Be it offices, be it schools, all of you would get Sunday as a holiday, because that is the day wherein a week ends. Also, so what we can consider here is that the week starts with the day which is the Monday, and the week ends on the day which is called as a Sunday. Now, The week also is divided into two parts. Now, this is something which is an extra information. I hope all of you would already be knowing it, but just in case some of you do not know it, the week has been divided into two parts basically. The first part being the weekday, the weekdays of a week, and there are some days which are called as the weekends. So, starting from Monday till Friday, what we have is considered as or is called as the weekdays. And when we say weekdays, these are probably the functioning days wherein most of the offices, most of the schools are working. And then we also have days which are called as the weekends, as I said. So Saturday and Sundays are called as weekends. Now, in most of the schools, I would not say that all schools, but most of the schools and wherein children are of lower grade, Saturdays and Sundays have been given as holidays wherein students can relax because they have been going to school, the rest of the 5 days, which are called as the weekdays, wherein you have to, like, offices also work on the same note that most of the offices, work on weekdays, and there are weekends on which they've been given off. So now the important thing that you have to remember is 1 week comprises of 7 days. The start day of a week is a Monday. The ending day of a week is a Sunday. A week is also divided into two parts, which is basically the weekdays, which are 5 days, Monday till Friday, and the weekends, which are 2 days of the week, that is Saturday and Sunday. So I hope you all have understood the week in a calendar. Now that we have understood this, we'll go on to the next part, which is a month. And how do we read? So what you see on your screen is a month, which is a July month. So that's why they have written it here. If you would see, this is the month. They have named it here, which is July. So that is our month. Then the next thing that we have inside a month is weeks. So this is the first week. The one which has been highlighted here in blue is the second week. Then you have the third week and the fourth week. Like this, you have a month which has been divided into weeks. It may have 3 weeks, it may have 4 weeks, some have more than 5 weeks, but like it will not have, like all the weeks having the 7 days. Some of the weeks might not have the complete number of 7 days, because that's how the days have been arranged. As you would see, the last week here ends at Tuesday. And after that, we will start with the next month. So there are basically 12 months in a year, which have been listed here on the extreme left side of the screen. If you would see, the month that we start with is January. Your year starts with the month January. After January comes February. I'm just writing it here on top because this might be a little smaller in case. So after January, we have February, then we have March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and the month at which we end the year is called as December. All of you would know that 31st of December is wherein we celebrate the New Year's. So December is the month which ends a year, and we start with the new year, which is the month January. So from January till December, if you were to count, there are basically 12 months exactly. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So it's written here in order. This is the order in which the month goes. It never alters at any point in time. If you are not thorough with, you can take any on any of the walls. You can just check the months that are there. So the months that we have are 12 in number, and I have already named them in order, starting with January. The year starts with the month January, and it ends on the month of December. 31st December is the last day of every year, and that is the time when we celebrate New Year's. The 12 o'clock midnight, we start with it. We enter into the next year, which is the first day of January. So that is the day wherein we celebrate the New Year. So January is the start month, December is the ending month. Hoping that you have understood. So what we have been seeing so far is that the 365 days in a year has a total of 365 days. So the 365 days have been divided into 12 months, and months, as you see here on your screen, has been divided into weeks. And if you would see, a week is divided into days. A week has 7 days. So 12 months in a year. Then we have every month having weeks, and weeks have got 7 days. So this is how there is a distribution of days in a year. Now that you have understood this, we can go on to the application part. Now, as you all know, to organize our time is a very important thing. Had we had 365 days not organized, we would not know on which day which event happened. As also you would see, if you would to refer to your history textbooks or any history that you would refer to, they have been specified with days, date, and time. So it's really very important to have a time stamp. It is really very important to know it was which time of the year, that is basically which month and which week, which date. So these are all the things which make every information more organized. If you were to date back any history, if you were to look at or pick any history, be it Indian history, worldwide history, these are all the things which are importantly require the time stamps. When we say time stamps, it's really very important to remember the year. Like we are running in the year 2020, which is basically more famous, has become really very famous because of the COVID-19. So if you were to in future remember which was the year wherein COVID started, so you would refer back to 2020, year 2020. So this is why it's really very important to know that at what time, in which time that particular event happened. So if let's say after 5 years, if you were to remember in India, when did the pandemic hit, when did COVID-19 hit, you would remember that it was the year 2020, and it came full-fledgedly in India in the month of March, mid-March. So you know the year, you know the month, you also know the week. And you may also be asked, when was the first what was the date at which the lockdown started. So these are all the things, these are called as time stamps, which is really very important also, for the governments, for everyone entirely, to know which event happened at what time. So to have these time stamps and to understand these time stamps, it's really very important for you all children to know the 12 months of a year, to know the weeks, to know the days, and to know the dates, and most importantly, how to read a calendar. So now that we have understood the applications, we'll be going on with our first question. It says, if today is Friday, then what day will be the 8th day after today be? So let's see what the options are. So the options we have is Friday, Saturday, Thursday, and Tuesday. So it's very simple to solve this question. All you need to do is mark the 7 days or write the 7 days of the week. So we start with Monday, then we have Tuesday, we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now the question says, if today is Friday, so we are here. Okay, so today is this. Then says, what day will the 8th day after today be? So we have to start counting after today. So if we were to go, this is first day after today, this is the second day, then we revert back to Monday, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th, and 8th. So this is the 8th day after today, which is a Friday. So the correct answer to this question clearly becomes Saturday. Now, with this, we also understand one more concept. Like if you are today, like if today is Friday, or if today is any day of the week, 7 days, exactly 7 days after today, you would be on the same day of the week. Let's say if you were to ask, today is Friday, what will be the day, starting, if we start counting from tomorrow on, the 7th day be. So the 7th day after today would be Friday itself. If we are starting, like if today is Thursday, the 7th day after today would again be a Thursday. So we cycle back to the same day. The 7th day would be the same day as you have started on. So this is one important concept that you can remember. So the 8th day for this question is Saturday, and that is the correct answer. With this, we move on to our next question. It says, Deepak remembers that his cousin's anniversary falls between 8th to 11th June. His father remembers that the date is an odd number. what will be the date of Deepak's cousin's anniversary? So let's see what the options are. So these are all the options. Now this is a huge question if you would read that in the first go. So we'll break it down into parts. The first thing which has been given to us in the question is that Deepak remembers that his cousin's anniversary falls between 8th to 11th of June. So in between 8th June to 11th June is where his anniversary falls. This is 11th June. So not 8th June or 11th June, but in between 8th and 11th June. So we'll mark the days in between 8th June and 11th June. So that would be 9th of June and 10th of June. So this is the first information that we could fetch out of the question. The second information that we know is that Deepak's father remembers that the date is an odd number. So we have basically two options with us, which is a 9th June and a 10th June. So what you should also know here is the definition or the concept of even numbers and odd numbers. So you have to choose the number between 9th and 10th, which is an odd number. So basically any number which is divisible by 2 is an even number. Numbers which are not divisible by 2, which are not perfectly divisible by 2, are called as the odd numbers. So amongst 9th June and 10th June, the date which is an odd number is the 9th June, and hence the correct answer to this question becomes option A. So I hope you all would have understood this question. If not, if you have any doubts or any queries, you can put it in the comment section below and we will try addressing those queries. With this, we move on to our next question. Okay, so again, a question which is based on calendar. It says, if the second day of a 30-day month is Wednesday, which of the following would be the last day of the month? So let's see the options. We have Monday, Saturday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So basically, it's asking us that the second day of a 30-day month, basically, leaving apart February, which sometimes has, which mostly has 28 days in it. February will have 28 days, leaving apart the leap year. In leap years, February has 29 days. Apart from that, most of the months either have 30 days or 31 days. In the question, it has been given that the month that we are looking at has got only 30 days, and the second day of the month is a Wednesday. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll write the names of the days of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now the question says that the second day of the month is a Wednesday. So this is first, this is Wednesday. So the second day of a 30-day month is Wednesday. So first day is a Tuesday, and this is the second day, which is a Wednesday. And it's asking you which of the following would be the last day of the month. Now, if you would remember some question back, I had told you that if you were to count 7 days right after today, you would circle back or you would come back to the same day. So if I add 7 to 2, it will be 9th of that month and it will be on the same day as of Wednesday. So what did I do? I added, this is second, I'm just writing here for your reference. Second is on Wednesday. And if I would add 7 days to it, right after it, I would come back to Wednesday again, and the date on the next Wednesday would be 9th. Now to this 9th, I add 7 more days. So which would be 9 plus 7 is 16. So the next Wednesday after 9th would be 16th. The date on the next Wednesday right after 9th would be 16th. Again, I would add 7 more days to it. So when I add 7 more days to 16, we arrive at a date which is 23rd. Now I can add 7 more days to it. So when I add 7 more days to 23, the date at which we arrive at is 30th. So what is the day on 30th then? The day on 30th is basically Wednesday. So the correct answer to this question becomes Wednesday. So how did we start solving this problem? We located which is the day which has been given. So the second day, which is the second of a month, is on a Wednesday. And it asks us what will be the day on the 30th of the last day of the month. 30th would be the last because there are only 30 days in that month. So we keep on adding 7, 7, 7, and we would be circling back to the same day, which is Wednesday. And we got the different dates for the Wednesdays in that particular month, which is first Wednesday is second, second Wednesday is 9th, third Wednesday is 16th, fourth Wednesday is 23rd, and the last Wednesday is 30th, and that is the day that we were looking for, which is a Wednesday. This is how you solve this problem. Moving on to the next question, again on calendars. And now this is a pretty easy question. I think all of you can quickly answer this without even looking at the options. Question is, how many months are there between the months of May and November? Between the months of May and November is what you need to count. So let's see the options. We have 7, 4, 5, and 6. So if most of you can answer, you can put it in the comment section, though it's a very easy question, but let's again discuss it. So we start with the month, which is January, February, March, April, then comes May. Okay, after May comes, you have to go in order: June, July, August, September, October, and after October comes November, which is given in the question. So I'll just write November here. So we were to count how many months are there in between the months of May and November. So if you were to start counting, this is the first month, second month, third month, fourth month, and fifth month. So there are basically 5 months in between the month of May and November. So from May to November, in middle, there are 5 months. So the correct answer to this question becomes option C. With this, we move on to the next question, which is again on calendars. So it's a big question, so let's read it part by part. It says, observe the given calendar carefully and answer the following question. So the month which has been given is June of the year 2016, and you see the weeks distribution. Now, it says if Mohit's birthday falls just after the third Monday of June 2016, then on which date does Mohit celebrate his birthday? We can have a look at the options. So these are all the options that we have. Now, it says Mohit's birthday falls just after the third Monday of June. So the first Monday of June is this, which is 6th. The second Monday of June is 13th. And the third Monday of June is 20th. And his birthday falls right after the third Monday of June. So right after 20th, we have 21st. So Mohit's birthday comes on 21st of June, and hence the correct answer to this question is option C. So all you need to remember is the first Monday is the Monday on which you have a particular date. It will not start here because there is no date here. It's blank. So you have to start from wherein you see a date to that day. So 6th was the first Monday, 13th was the second Monday, and then 20th was the third Monday. And his birthday came right after the third Monday, which is the 21st, which is on Tuesday of June. So the correct answer is 21st June. Moving on to the next question. Now this is a question which is based on possible combinations. So the question here, this is a different question, different type of a question. If any of you know the answer to this, please put it in the comment section. We'll see if you're able to do it. For rest of us, we can go with the solution here. The question says, how many possible combinations of one boy and one girl can be formed from 6 boys and 6 girls? Okay, let's see what the options are. So we have the options as 25, 36, 30, and 12. Now, the important thing here to remember is how to go about this question is that you first take 6 boys. So we can name them as boy 1, boy 2, boy 3, boy 4, boy 5, and boy 6. There are basically 6 boys. And then we will have 6 girls. So girl 1, girl 2, girl 3, girl 4, girl 5, and girl 6. Now the question here is, how many possible combinations of one boy and one girl can be formed from 6 boys and 6 girls? So you have to pick only one boy and you have to pick only one girl. So how many options do you have to pick one boy? You basically have got 6 options to pick a boy. There are 6 options that you can pick a boy. And how many options do you have to pick a girl? You have 6 girls. So, you could be picking any of the 6 girls. So there are six possibilities of picking one girl, same as we had six possibilities of picking a boy. So you add these possibilities and then there would be 12 ways, 12 possible combinations. So the correct answer to this question becomes option D, which is 12. So like I would just reiterate the way we solved it. It said that you have six boys and six girls. So there are six different boys and there are six different girls. But we need just one boy and one girl. All you need to remember is what are the possible, boys that you can have? What are the possible combinations? What are the possible choices that you have? So we have basically six boys as our choices, and it could be any of them. So six boys, there are six ways we can select a boy, and there are six ways we can select a girl. And combining them, there are 12 ways we can have one boy and one girl. So that is the correct answer to this question. We'll move on to the next question, which is again based on possible combinations. It says here, in how many ways can Reena travel to city C via city B if she stays in city A? So you see here there is a box which says city A, and Reena is standing right there, right next to city A. And there are different ways. There are four ways, she can go to city B, and from city B she can go three ways to city C, and three ways to city C. The question is, right from city A, arriving at city C can be done in how many possible ways? What are the different possible ways, in which she can go to city C, passing by city B? Let's see at the options. So these are all the options here. Now listen very, very carefully here. This is an important question and we'll be doing it. Okay. So she is at city A and there are four ways of going to city B, but I'm just picking one, which is this. Okay, this is one. Now from city B, she can go to city C in three ways. 1, 2, and 3. So the first route that she followed from city A to city B can diverge or can get distributed into three different ways. So with this first way, she can have three ways of going to city C. Now what we can do is we can take this second route. Now with this second route, again she has got three more combinations from city B to city C, which is this, this, and this. So three more ways. I will just write three more ways here. And then she can opt for this third route from city A to city B, which can again be taken into three ways from city B to city C. So 1, 2, and 3. So three more ways we get. And then we can again take one more route, which is the fourth route from city A to city B. And this again will have three options from city B to city C. So this is the way she's going, and then she can either go this way or this way or this way, three ways. So there are three more ways. I'll add it up here. So basically, how many ways did we have? We had 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12. So 12 is the correct answer to this question. Now this is what we did manually. Now, easy way or a trick of doing it would be, you see how many ways are there from city A to city B? There are basically four ways. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And from city B to city B, city B to city C, how many ways are there? There are 3. 1, 2, 3. You just multiply these ways together, which is 4 times 3, which will also give you the same answer as 12. So we arrived at the correct answer the same way, and the same answer. There were two different ways of doing it. One which is very easy, you just needed to calculate the ways you can go from city A to city B, then the number of ways you can go from city B to city C, and then multiply that together. Or you can do manually as we did earlier, which is a better way. I did that so that you understand what this question actually meant. So we could see different ways she could go to city C via city B from city A. With this, we'll move on to our next question. Okay, so this is an advanced level question. It says, how many possible combinations of one watch and one cell phone can be made from the given information? So how many watches do we have? We have, three different brands of watches: Apple, Fitbit, MI. And how many mobiles do we have? We have 5 mobiles, which is Nokia, Motorola, Samsung, LG, and HTC. So let's see at the options. So these are all the options that we have. Now, how would we do it? Again, it's the same concept as we did in the just the previous question. I'll again do it in two ways, manually and then doing it in a shorter way. So the first can be that I write the the three watches here. So one is Apple. Just a second. Okay, I'll just write it with darker color. Yeah. So this is an Apple, the first watch. The second watch that we have is Fitbit, and the third watch which we have is MI. Now, the first watch, which is an Apple Watch, can be combined with 5 different types of mobile phones, cell phones, which is Nokia, Motorola, Samsung, LG, and HTC. So how many combinations are we making here? 5. Apple, Nokia, Apple, Motorola, Apple, Samsung, Apple, LG, and Apple, HTC. So 5 combinations were happening here. Then with Fitbit, again, we can do the same thing. It can be matched with 5 different cell phones, which is Nokia, Motorola, Samsung, LG, and HTC. So 5 ways again. And then MI can also be, clubbed with or can be matched with 5 different cell phones, which is Nokia, Motorola, Samsung, LG, and HTC. So 5 more ways. So 5 plus 5 plus 5, which is 15. So the correct answer to this question becomes option B. Now this is a manual way of doing it, and as I had told you in the previous question also, what you see, how many watches do we have? We have 3 watches. And how many mobiles do we have? We have got 5 mobiles, 5 types of mobiles. So all the possible combinations that we can have is just multiply the number of watches that you have with the number of mobiles which you have, which is 5, and 3 times 5 gives you 15, which is the same way and the same answer that we got in the previous way of doing it, which was a manual way of doing it. So you can choose whichever you feel is is more convenient and easier for you. You can go with that way. Moving on to our next question, which is a lengthy question here. It says, Sneha remembers the first 9 digits of her phone number, but she forgot the last number. So a mobile phone basically has got is a 10-digit phone number. She remembers the first 9 digits and does not remember the last digit. She only remembers that the last digit is amongst 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. How many possible combinations of numbers can be formed? So these are all the options. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just write a phone number here, which can be written in this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the 10th one is what she doesn't remember. So I'll just mark it with this. So till the 9th digit, she remembers her phone number. The digit which she doesn't remember is the last digit, which is the 10th digit of her phone number. But what she remembers is, it is anything amongst these digits, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So these first 9 numbers could be anything that she remembers. And the last thing that she can, in the last digit, what she can try is she can first try in putting 2. Then she can try putting in 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So she could, what are the numbers that she can try? Because the first 9 digits remain same, the only thing that she has to try out is the last digit. And how many times would she try it out? She would try it out 6 times, because this would be the first combination, then this would be the second combination, this would be the third, the fourth, this would be the fourth, this would be the fifth, and this would be the sixth. There are 6 possible combinations of the phone numbers that can be formed, and one of them would be the correct one. But she can try out the 6 ways. There could be 6 possible phone numbers that she can create out of the given digits, which she remembers as, the last digit is from these many 6 digits. So the correct answer to this question becomes option A. So with this, we come to the learning outcomes of today's masterclass. What all did we learn in today's masterclass is learning the days of the week on a calendar. So you know that we start with the day which is called as Monday, and we end on the day which is called as Sunday. You have to remember the in-between days in order. Then learning the months according to the correct order. So we start the year with the month of January, we end it in December. You again have to remember the remaining 10 months in between. Applying the various concepts of combinations to solve problems. You already saw that manual way of doing it and easy way of doing it. And then using real-time examples to solve the problem. You can actually go, real way of doing it. And listing down the possible outcomes in an event, which we saw while we were doing the question from city A to city B to city C, even with the mobile phone and the watches one, and even with the phone number question. We could do it all, by listing out all the possible outcomes. So with that, it's a wrap for today's masterclass. For all the parents and the teachers, if you want your child or your student to get enrolled for 2Go 2020, the registrations are already open. The details for which would be given at the end of this masterclass. So stay tuned if you need any information regarding the registration of 2Go 2020. And for all the students who have joined us for today's masterclass, if you have any doubts or any queries, you can put that in the comment section still, and we would be able to answer all of those queries and would clear all your doubts. So as we all saw in today's masterclass, how logical reasoning inculcates the ability to think logically in a child, they start thinking in an innovative manner. They also strive to get to the answer in the shortest possible way. And this is exactly how a student gets trained by a QMath expert, and all of it is being provided in Olympiad masterclasses by QMath. So with this, I would like to introduce the 2Go registration forms. Every student who wishes to take up the real-time Olympiad examination by QMath, please go ahead and click on the link given in the description box below. The registration amount for 2Go is rupees 200 only. And the benefits that you get on registering for 2Go is that you get a complete course curriculum to prepare for it, which is worth rupees 5,000. So every time we have a masterclass, an Olympiad masterclass as we had today, which is scheduled, you can join us there and then later can work on extensive sheets on the same topic through the course curriculum provided when you register for 2Go. So make sure you do not delay and register yourself to get the most out of the curriculum worth rupees 5,000 just for rupees 200. And with this, we'll be winding up today's masterclass.